I might have just perfected a recipe worthy of the gods. My mum said I couldn't cook, but I'll let these two be the judge of that. It's come to my attention that neither of you two have mouths. How are you gonna eat this? Okay, I'll be real, that intro is kinda long, but I like it, so it's staying in. And it's April. Well, kinda in the middle of April now. But that means a new Pokemon questions video. It's a monthly series where I ask a question and do my best to answer it. The series usually does well. My last video was a flop, probably because it was a Minecraft one. My Minecraft videos never do well. But this Pokemon question is, what do Palkia and Dialga eat? And I have some evidence that suggests that, well, despite them being seen as deities in the Pokemon canon, they actually might have some favorite foods. These are Balms. The ones on the right are the ones that you use in the main story of Pokemon Legends Arceus to quell the frenzy Lord Pokemon. Now the ones on the left are the ones that you use towards the end of the game and in the post-game. The Space Balm belonging to Palkia, the Time Balm belonging to Dialga, and the Mysterious Balm belonging to Arceus. Now the way these bombs are made is by packing a bunch of foods that are the Pokemon's favorite into a bag, and then throwing them at the Pokemon to quell them if they're in a frenzy. Arceus' Mysterious Balm is just some ball of energy, which makes sense, seeing as it's Pokemon God, but Palkia and Dialga, their bombs seem very similar to the Lord's bombs, so that could imply that there's actually food in them. But what food would be in Palkia and Dialga's bombs? Now, coming up with a recipe for what could be in these bombs was quite difficult. Probably more difficult than having to fight all three of these Alpha Walreins at once. But I persevered, and I came up with something, at least. Just like how I managed to catch all three of those Walreins. In case any of you were wondering. None of you were probably wondering, but I just wanted to say that I managed to catch them. Now, firstly, I looked at Cafe Remix for both Palkia and Dialga, and for Dialga, its specialty is entrees, which are basically just the main meal you eat at a restaurant. Palkia specializes in sweets, so basically desserts, which gives us something to base what we're gonna put in the bombs around. So for Dialga, we're gonna put balls of some sort of main course into the bombs and balls of some sort of dessert into Palkia's bombs, or something like that, which, the Pokemon Cafe Remix wiki doesn't really tell us what they actually like to eat, which was what I was looking for in the first place, but this is something. Granted, the limited information on these two Pokemon in this game is probably because they were both from events, and thus only available for a limited amount of time. Okay, hold up. This is confusing. Here on Cerebi.net, it says the event specialty for Palkia is entrees, but on the Pokemon Cafe Remix wiki, it says it's sweets. So I'm not sure which one to really trust here, but I'm gonna just go with sweets because I don't want the dishes being too similar. Also, these event gimmicks look like actual ingredients that we can use for both Palkia and Dialga's bombs. Next, we look at Pokemon Go. The ingredients that we can find in this game are actually items that you can find in Legends Arceus as well. Berries that you use to catch Pokemon in the game, such as raspberries, pineapple berries, and nyap berries, These are also in Legends Arceus. And, well, it's the only form of bait we ever see a Palkia or Dialga actually eat, because any Pokemon in Pokemon Go would eat the berry if you threw it at them, allowing the berry to take effect. For example, a raspberry or a golden raspberry would increase the catch rate of the Pokemon that you're trying to catch. Now we have to figure out which berry would go well with which recipe. Introduced in Generation 3, the raspberry has a dry and spicy flavor, whilst also maintaining a smooth texture, which is actually similar to a real-life juniper berry. It's actually commonly used as a seasoning in Northern European and particularly Scandinavian cuisine, meaning it's not really something you'd find in a dessert, but more in an actual main course, i.e. an entree. So I'm gonna put this with Dialga. Next, we have pineapple berries, which are similar to raspberries in the fact they're spicy, but instead of being dry, they're sour and a lot more smooth in texture. The flavor and texture of the pineapple berry is very similar to that of the magnolia berry, also known as the Schisandra chinensis. Now, where it gets a bit weird with this berry is it's used less for culinary purposes and more for medicinal purposes. Meaning I will give it to Dialga, it's just whether I put it in the final recipe is yet to be decided. Finally, we have Nayab berries with a bittersweet flavor and a smooth texture. This bittersweet flavor is similar to the flavor that you'll find when eating bittersweet oranges, grapefruit, and other tropical fruits that you may find in your dessert, and for that reason I'll be giving the Nayab berry to Palkia. And the final ingredient will be a Pecha berry, which is going to Palkia. 3 Pecha berries to be exact. Both Palkia and Dialga may be based off of the Shinto legend of Izanami and Izanagi. The story says that Izanagi used 3 peaches to repel the horde of warriors along with the hags of Yomi and the gods of thunder sent by his wife to hunt him down, who at that point in the story was a zombie. Well, that's how I remember reading it. Now, who's based off of who in this legend, I'm not so sure, but if there's one thing I'm sure about, is that we have all the ingredients we need to complete the recipe for both Palkia and Dialga. And firstly, we're going to start with Palkia, and we're going to throw everything into a blender and make a smoothie. I thought that it was best that this dish would be in liquid form, therefore being a smoothie, due to Palkia being the representative of the liquid state of matter in its respective trio. Now, what will we be throwing into this blender? 3 Pecha berries, 1 Nayab berry, and canned fruit of your choice. The fruit inside the can, not the can as well. And blend it all together and you have a lustrous smoothie, which is what I'm going to call it because it's similar to the lustrous orb, and which is Palkia's orb. So I thought it'd be cool to give it a name. I even made a pixel art of it. It didn't take very long though. Whether this would taste good or not, probably be pretty sweet, and I decided to give it a side of just 1 chocolate bar, because why not? I like chocolate too much. This is meant to theoretically be for Palkia, not for me, but it's my video. I choose what goes in it. For Dialga, I wasn't really so sure what to do, so I just threw everything into a casserole. A turnip casserole to be exact. You can tell I rushed this and had no idea what I was doing, and it's a good thing I didn't try to make these in real life, or else it would have been a huge waste of food. Also, the real point was to find out what goes inside the balms, so even if I did try to make balms at the end of the day, these will all just be smushed into balls and stuffed into Balms. So it's a good thing I didn't try to make these in real life. That would be a huge waste of food. But anyway, let's talk about the random concoction of ingredients that I've decided to throw into this imaginary casserole. The casserole itself has turnips and cheese and some raspberries and then a few almonds on top, and that's basically it. And you throw it in the oven for God knows how long, and then it's done. You have a temporal casserole. Yes, I named this abomination. I wouldn't eat it. I don't think Diego wants to either. I'd rather have the smoothie. Parky was better off. Well, I guess that's what you might find if you decide to open a space bomb or a time bomb for whatever reason. Those foods, but just squished up into spheres or just mush. Which kind of makes sense. I don't know. I think I answered the question. I might not. Post your theories in the comments below. Until next time, I hope you hit all your fire blasts, thunders, and blizzards, and keep daydreaming. I need sleep. I need to get these videos out sooner. Okay, I basically have 1 hour to make sure this uploads, or else I'll have to do a face reveal, because I promised that if I don't get this done by the end of Thursday, I'll have to do a face reveal, so I hope my internet speed's fast. Don't let me down, laptop.